just like a tattoo. I'll always have you. Ooh, like a tattoo. Just like a tattoo. I'll always have you.
Welcome back to Authentically Fines. If you are new here, hit that support button on your way in so you don't miss hitting it on your way out. And if you are not new here, thank you for coming back. You know the vibes. Yeah. Now let's get into this video. Or at least try to. Oh my goodness. Today's story time is going to be a bit touchy. I'm trying to wear a smile. I really don't know how I am going to feel during this video because I haven't really talked about it in depth, and I know it's going to bring up a lot of emotions, so bear with me. I don't know how graphic or ungraphic I'm going to get, but I'm just going to say brace yourself. I honestly don't know where to start, so I have my notes here on my little tablet, just to give me a little, timeline, so I'm not like all over the place, even though I feel like that's gonna happen anyway because, yeah. Oh, hush. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm trying to calm down. My chest is hurting. I'm trying to calm down. From leaving my domestic situation to my son leaving to buying a car, and then my engine going 3 months after that. Yeah. After that, getting my abortion. After that, I got into a situation where I was talking to an older guy, and he was very pleasant to talk to, but his true color started to show, especially after finding out that I was pregnant. I got a DNA test. I already knew that it wasn't his, but just to be sure, because, when you do grown people things, you gotta make sure you're covered. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like for people to be like, oh, because I'm not the type of person. I don't sleep around. Okay, I might be very flirtatious and what's the word? An attention seeker. I had to throw that out there. Like, even if I knew without a shadow of a doubt that this was his baby, I still would have, wanted to get a DNA test done because that's just the type of person I am. I ain't got nothing to hide. Especially, I don't got nothing to hide. I don't have anything to hide, okay? If I don't want to talk about it, I'm not going to talk about it. If I don't want to tell you, I'm not going to tell you. Because around that time, I was getting back into my word, just like paying attention to my body and stuff like that. But I wasn't paying attention to ovulation or anything because I really wasn't having sex like that. I really wasn't. I was just being flirtatious and flirting and stuff. Yeah. But I felt implantation, and then I found out I was pregnant. Got the DNA test done. Found out that it was Sexy Face. And I remind you, me and Sexy Face, that's all we did was, do grown people things. And majority of the time, it was, every time we would have an encounter, it'd be like a 4-month, at the most, a 4-month space gap. And I'd just be, no, for real. I would be, pleasing myself in between that time. But I let him know that I wasn't looking for a relationship. Like, that's not something I wanted. And I think he started to want something like that because I feel like he got into a situation with somebody. But anyway, that's neither here nor there because he didn't tell me that. After my abortion, I talked to Sexy Face about my abortion. We had a conversation, and he was like, you don't want no more kids? I was like, no. I said, that abortion took everything out of me. He was like, dang, because I want a little girl. Now that I think about it, I think, did he manifest that? Did he speak that into existence? No, but after that, he would throw like little, he was very not misleading. I'm glad I wasn't like wanting to be in a relationship because I feel like I would have failed, and I would have failed hard because he was being, what's the word? He was being misleading. Because like I told y'all before, he was saying how he felt like he started to like me more than he should and stuff like that. And I just felt like he was telling me that just for me to fall in. I don't know, because we never really talked like that. Anyway, after that, I felt like things was looking up. I got my car fixed, and then I found out I was pregnant. When I found out I was pregnant, I was so happy. I was happy. I didn't care whose it was, honestly, because I knew I was keeping my baby. And this time just felt so different, whether I was going to be doing it by myself or not. It felt different, and I was really, 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 really happy. And I started getting closer to God. You know, just doing my prayer Bible, because I had put my prayer Bible on hold for a long time. I started doing my prayer Bible. I started watching different services in the mornings and doing my affirmations, stuff like that. And then in the midst of that, let me see, the dad would call and check on me more than we would ever talk. It would, you know. I just wish I would have took advantage of those situations when he would try to come over, but I was super sick, y'all. And like I said, we was never really around each other all like that, and I didn't know him. And I guess the only way to get to know somebody is to get to know them. But when he would say he was in my area, I would never be like, okay, come on, like I normally would. Only because I was sick. And let me tell y'all something, that pain, I cannot explain to y'all that type of sickness and that pain. But baby, I never wanted anyone to see me like that. I was down, like my house was a mess. My house was a mess, okay? And I didn't want him to see me like that. So I never okayed him to come over. But anyway, I felt like, you know, after that, I was like, dang, you know, I felt like the door opened for me to start to get to know him a little bit more. So I'm like, okay, cool. I was happy about that. And then the simple fact that at least one of my kids would have had a chance to have their dad in their life, like, I feel like that was snatched away from me. Like, I really do. Yeah. So that was one of the things that I was really happy about, like, for real. Doing it by myself, okay, cool. I've been doing it. No, it's not fun. It's not easy, and I don't recommend. But sad to say, I'm used to it, and I was happy. I was genuinely happy. Anyway, so after that, after having a miscarriage, feeling alone and, you know, not knowing what to do with the baby afterwards, and just feeling that emptiness, I reached out to him. I'm about to tell y'all, I did ask him. And I'm not realizing this until I started doing my notes and stuff for this video. Well, even before, I noticed that how crazy it can come off, because I asked him, I said, can you dehydrate her body and grind her up for me so I can put her in an urn? Not realizing at that moment how crazy that sounded. He didn't reply to me. He didn't say nothing at all. And I'm just like, I don't want to call, because every time I call, it's like very short. And being in that state, I didn't want to put more on myself, you know, already knowing the outcome, so I just didn't. And then when I went to go see him, when I had called, he offered to help me out, you know, with the burial and all of that, whatever I wanted. But when he offered, I declined, because that's not the type of support that I wanted or needed from him. And that was very selfish of me, because it's like that was the kind of support he was willing to give, and I should have been receptive. But I wasn't in the right state of mind at all anyway. So yeah, so throughout the process of going through the miscarriage and not really knowing what to do, I had a lot of mixed emotions going on. I've never been in this situation before, especially doing things by myself and not being able to verbally express it to that person I'm having the baby with. It was hard, okay? Throughout that process, I would text him everything that came to my mind, or sometimes I'll write it down and throw it away, or I'll text it and delete it, because it's just like, he's already not responding, you know what I'm saying? And now that I think about it, maybe it has something to do with what I asked of him to do. But all he had to do was, I mean, I know it's not that simple, but come on now, we both adults. You got to put your foot down. Like, hey, that ain't even cool. Would you text me? You know what I'm saying? Or can we talk about this face to face? But I felt like he did not care. His cousin even told me that he did not care. And I just feel like I wanted to hear it from him. Why? I don't know. Be a man. Man the fuck up. Tell me to my face. Say it to my face. But nonetheless, I would send him like text messages of how I felt and stuff like that. And then I would get in my feelings. And then I would feel a certain type of way. And I would send him like, you know, little sexy videos and stuff. And I don't know, that's just how it was with me after the miscarriage. Yeah. So I'm just gonna read to y'all what my notes say. throughout this process, everything that came to my mind, I messaged him because when I would call, he would call me back and I would never receive a call. So I would just voice how I felt through text message. And I did ask him, could he dehydrate her and grind her up so I could put her in an hourglass urn that I purchased? And I think that kind of not scared him, but made him think that I was kind of crazy. But had he communicated to me like an adult, then I feel like things would have been a little smoother for me mentally, at least. And then throughout all of that, like I said, I would send him like 60 videos and I wouldn't get a reply. And it made me feel some type of way because it's just like, you really cannot be this heartless, like for real. Like at least call and say, look, I'm feeling X, Y, and Z and I can't mess with it, or I can't talk to you about it right now. Whatever the case may be, let it be that. And say how you feel. Although he's a little younger than me, he's still grown as hell. Like at his big age, he should have been able to communicate with me. Whatever the case may be, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be more present in my kid's life that I have now. I can't focus on what you got going on. Whatever the case may be, say that. But it's so crazy because the one time, I don't know if you guys watched my video where I told y'all that I was supposed to take him his gift. Around that time, I told him, you know, my car was messed up, whatever, and it wouldn't start and all of that. He ends up calling me and he was like, you got your big ass truck fixed? And it's so crazy because I was driving. And I was like, yeah, why? He's like, because I just seen you. And then turns around and say, I'm going to call you back. Sir, is that just to keep me, like, interested? I don't fucking know. Like, I would drive myself crazy trying to think about what this man is thinking when he do the things that he do or don't do. And he's not even mine. Never was, never had. But I'm just saying, like, for real, it's the principle. And I'm at a point where I'm just like, fuck it. It is what it is, and it's gonna be where it's at. Because looking back, like I said, I wanted answers that he wasn't willing to give me at that moment. So whenever he ready to talk, my phone is always, you know, open. I'm always open. But I'm not. I don't know. But yeah, you guys, and throughout this process too, I am getting the help that I need for as far as counseling is concerned, and what to do with my baby, because yes, she is still in the refrigerator. And I didn't realize how crazy that sounded, because every time I would tell somebody that she's in my refrigerator, they would have a concerned, I can hear it in their voice, but it did not dawn on me. And when I had talked to him that day when I went to go see him, he like, come on, man, you can't keep her in your refrigerator. Or something like that, because that day was foggy. And I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. Did think about, bitch, you just told him that our daughter is in the refrigerator. So I feel like a lot of people that I've told is thinking like, oh, she just chilling there, and she just chilling in there with the eggs and milk. No, she's in my personal refrigerator right here. Right here. By herself. She is some waters in there, but she in there by herself, by her little lonesome. You know, I love her. It's so crazy to think that right now I will be 7 months pregnant, big, talking to y'all. I'm happy. There's this service that is helping me with the cremation process and what I have to do, because I told the lady, I said my main concern was I can't see her being cremated. No, I wouldn't want to, but it's like, am I really getting my baby? Or are you know what I'm saying? Because I was told that. So I got a call from the lady, and she pretty much told me, she was so snobby for one at first, because I had talked to her the day before and she gave me all the information that I needed to move forward with, you know, the baby's cremation or burial or whatever I wanted to do. And I didn't get the message until she called me the next day, because I don't always check my phone. But anyway, she was like, were you able to call the medical examiner? And I was like, call them for what? And she was like, well, that's information that you need, you know, in order for the funeral home to come get the baby and whatnot. So I was like, no, because I already knew, you know, what needed to be done or what my rights were. And as far as legalities is concerned, I had everything under control because I'm not going to do anything that's going to put me or my kids in harm's way or in trouble. I did everything that I was supposed to do. Okay. So and I explained that to her that day. So when I talked to her the next day, she, paused and she was like, so what are you going to do? I said, excuse me? She was like, well, you need to call down to the medical examiner and, so they can come, whatever. So I was like, okay. I got off the phone with her and I collected my thoughts. I called down there and I pretty much was laughed at. Not like, haha, but, I already knew. So the guy told me, he was like, you're pretty much doing everything that you're supposed to do because we can't do anything, okay? So I was like, okay. I called her back, let her know. She was like, okay, let me call down there. She called down there, called me back and they said that your baby is pretty much waste. I started crying all over again because it's just like you opened up the same wound. When I already told you, and I get, people want to do things the right way, the legal way or whatever. But I don't know. She just kept talking to me like I didn't know what I was talking about. But I listened, and I was just telling her, I said, yes, I already knew that. Thank you. I recorded the conversation and everything. She was like very snobby at first because it's like putting a rush on me to do the things that the information that you're giving me, you only gave me 24 hours. I have other things to do. I have kids. I have my emotions, my mental health to deal with. And you only give me 24 hours and you call me being snobby. So I let her do her own research and she called me and she was like telling me everything I already knew. And it's just so crazy because now I'm back at square one and a lot of people laugh at me like, oh, well, you should have done this, that, and the third. Don't tell me what I should have done because you can't put yourself in somebody else's shoes until you actually been there. And I guarantee that you wouldn't do it the way that you think or intend to do it. So that's why I don't like putting myself in other people's shoes because you don't know what they had to do to get to where they are, So yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that before we moved any further with this video because, baby, I was all over the place, okay? No matter how small they are, they take the baby's organs, the blood, and all of that. I don't know. Don't take nothing. Don't take nothing. And I kind of wanted to get a DNA test done just to have that so I could be like, okay, yes, this was really your baby. But me and God know. So that's all that matters. I think that was another thing too. Maybe he thought that she wasn't his. I don't know what he thought. And then the things that his cousin would tell me, like majority of it was not bad, but some of the stuff I just be like, okay, did I dodge a bullet? Because he was telling me how his kid's mother was going to be upset. And that was why I voiced my opinion. Like, the only way I'm going to be upset that my baby daddy is having a baby by somebody else is if I'm fucking with him. So I'm like, okay. And he told me that they're very problematic or drama filled. And baby, I would have been better off being like, nope, I don't know who my baby daddy is. I take care of my baby by myself. I would have been better. And knowing what I know now, I probably should have. But I don't know. I'm just not that type of person. I need to know not only for me, but for my child, So I am currently preparing myself to have another baby. Mentally, I don't want anything outside of God's will, but every day we do things out of God's will. I just have to continue to lean on him because my understanding is so far off, okay? I be so confusion. But yeah, just throughout this whole process, he really was silent unless I posted like something sexual. That was our, what's the name? That was our thing. And then when he came out like, you never tried to get to know me. Okay, well, I need for you to make up your mind because you never know. Once said that you wanted to be in a relationship. Okay, and then we can cross that path once you speak up about it. But I'm not going to know if you don't say something. And then that way I could have told you, okay, well, we can end this because that's not what I want. That's not what, you know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking we still in this. Like, it's been 2 years since I've been dealing with him. And I messed with 2 other people outside of him. 2 years, 3 people. That's good. 2 years, 4 people. Yeah, that's good. That's it. For me. Okay. But I don't know. I may make it seem like I fuck around, but I don't. And that's okay. People gonna judge you for the rest of your life like they God, okay? We all have our demons and shit that we dealing with. and I just feel like it makes me more brave because I'm willing to share. That's all. And I don't know, but it's so crazy because now I'm going through. I have a lot of things going on in my mind right now, so I might be all over the place at this point. Because having those notes, I was just like all over the place with that because I started thinking about other stuff. What is that called? ADD, whatever. My mind be like all over the place because I have so much on my mind to let out. Because once I'm done with this situation, once I'm done with this video, I want to be done with this situation. I don't want to talk about it no more unless I'm asked a question, but I don't want to go in depth. I don't want to do none of that. Okay. I feel like I don't have to go. This is just like after the baby and all of that. So, in the midst of all of this, I fell out with my best friend. Y'all met him a few times before, excuse me. Y'all met him a few times on live and in one of my videos back a long time ago. But honestly, with that situation, I don't feel like I was ever benefiting from our friendship. We just had an encounter when we were younger, and that was it. That was all. And he told me that I was wrong for saying that I would never mess with him on a sexual level, which I don't understand. Why is that wrong for me telling anybody that? And then it's so crazy because when I was being ignored by his cousin, I put a censored video on my Snapchat, and I was basically saying that I sent this to him and, you know, he ignored me, or he only appreciated it, or something like that. And my friend at the time was like, oh, you could have sent it to me, best friend. I would have appreciated it. I told him, I said, I wouldn't even cross that line with you for real now, because we had a child together. No matter how you feel he felt about me or what you know, I'm not about to do that. And he was like, not crossing the line for another nigga. What did he say? Not you crossing the line for another nigga you should have never fucked in the first place, because he was my cousin. So you telling me that I shouldn't have fucked him because he was your cousin, because we fucked a few times when we was younger? We never really even had a relationship. We never really was even close like that. Because let me tell you something. He tried to hook me up with his cousin that don't stay too far from us. Then he tried to hook me up with his other cousin, okay, that stayed near us in the same city, okay? So it's like everybody else was cool, and then I fucked his friend. Everybody else was cool, okay? Is it because I had a baby with him? I'm confused. Is it because I really was feeling him on that type of level? And you see that he wasn't giving me the type of attention that you feel like you would have gave me? I don't understand. Like, why is that? Like, I was true to him on how I felt about him through this whole friendship. And sometimes, like, during certain conversations, I would hold back how I feel because of how defensive he would get. So I would hold back my feelings to protect his feelings, or to protect our friendship. Because I never looked after our first few encounters 15 plus years ago, I never looked at him like that. Again, after it's so much I could say about that situation. I'm not gonna match energy. I'm just gonna leave the shit alone. But it just sucks and it hurts because I thought he cared about me. Why? I don't know, because he never called to check on me. I'm not gonna say never. He barely called to check on me. Hey, how you and the kids doing? Never asked me that, ever. We never had a friendship. My thing is, because like I said, he never asked how my kids was doing, never asked how I was doing. He never said, you staying hydrated? Did you eat? Never, none of that. We never went on best friend dates, nothing. We never had that type of friendship. It was just basically drinking. And I told him that. I said, that's all we ever did was drink and talk shit. That's it. That's what associates do. And I was fine with that, like, because I was comfortable with him. I was not uncomfortable until certain shit happened. And then I would distance myself. But it's just so crazy how people's true colors start to show once you ask God to remove people who don't mean no good for your life. And I was trying to hold on to something that wasn't even benefiting mine. Cause like, and I think that was another reason why Kim would say certain shit like, "Why I'm not your best friend? Why I'm not your best?" Because for these last few years, we call and check up on each other. Like that's my dog. Like for real. Like how you doing? What you eating? You know what I'm saying? What you cooking today? You know what I'm saying? It's been plenty of times where I'll be over. Well, not plenty of times. It'd be a few times I'll be over at Sexy Face house and he'd be like, he'll call me and be like, "Where you at, friend?" And I'm like, "I'm over at Sexy Face." He'd be like, "All right, slut." But I don't know. You know what? I've always wanted that type of friendship with a man who don't want me in a sexual way. Although Cam does. He just don't want to admit it because he just don't want to admit it because how I feel. And I get it because no one wants to be turned down. No one wants to be looked at like, you ain't. But I mean, I get it. I get it. My life in a nutshell for these past few years. And I'm still missing stuff. But I think what gets me out of the whole situation is that the dad went from paying me some attention, just a little thing, to calling me more often to check on me because I was pregnant, to just completely ignore me. When I say completely, he completely. So I'm just like, what the fuck is that? Because I would never want to come between you and your cousin, ever. And we never really had that time amongst each other to talk face to face. No, none of that. I don't know. It's just so crazy. Because maybe, I don't know, maybe he felt like the baby wasn't his. But then again, his cousin even told me that he felt that it was his. I don't fucking know. The whole situation is just crazy to me because say how you feel. Say what you mean what you say. It's like one thing, I don't know. But anyway, I'm about to close this out. But before I go, I want to let you guys know that I am, the company that I'm going through to have my baby cremated, they are going to send me a care package, this little memorial. I think I'll show you guys once I get it. But I want to put her in, is it up here? I know she's not big enough. Okay. I know she's not big enough for this, but this is what I want to put her in. And I wanted to add, sorry y'all. I wanted to add some sand because I have some sand here. I wanted to add some sand to her and put her in here. So when we do have game night, because we love game night, she'll be right here with us. So yeah, this is what I bought. I wanted to decorate it, but I'm gonna wait until everything is said and done, and then I'm gonna smash this down really hard and glue it to here or whatever. I didn't want to decorate. I want to put her name on here somewhere. I don't know, but I'm excited to just have my baby with me. It really is bittersweet, and honestly, throughout this video, I tried to stay away from talking about her because I get into the mindset of, oh, I would be 7 months now, and I would be feeling her kicks now, but I don't want to go on a tangent and just, I don't want to make the process worse, for me. So yeah, I just love her so much. I really do. And then I hate crying, so that's another thing. Like if you ever see me talking about something that gets me choked up, I switch real quick and start talking about something else. But anyway, I want another baby. I feel like I at least got 2 more in me. I don't know, this made me want to have another baby. And I feel like it's people out here who are having babies by donors, like they're going to the clinic for whatever reason. And I'm just like, I don't understand why I can't do the same thing just with somebody I know. Okay, give me my baby and you can go on about your business if that's what you want to do. Because I mean, and then I know some people would be like, oh, well, why would you want another baby and you're struggling right now and you're on assistance and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I pray to God to ask him to take these feelings away from me if it's not in his will and he don't want me to have any more kids. But, sometimes we go against God, okay? and what he won't and intend for our life. So he let us go through that, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for this process, but then again, it's just like I want this feeling to go away. I really do, because I want a baby really bad, although I know I don't need one. So yeah, I do. I want a baby. I want a baby. I want a baby. Anyway, oh, and it's another thing. So when I was talking to his cousin was like, now this was the time when his cousin had came over before the baby had passed through. He was telling me how I don't know that I should say this. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Around that time when he had came over, I was like, tell your cousin he owe me a baby. You know, just joking around. I was serious, but I was joking. And he was like, nah. What did he say? He was like, nah. What did he say? I don't want to mince words, but he was like, nah, it's what did he say? It's bad. He was like, nah, it's bad. He's like, nah, it's bad. Cuz probably feel like he dodged a bullet. And it did not dawn on me in that moment. But here lately, I'm just like, what does that even mean? Do he feel like I'm a bad mom? Because when I told you I was pregnant, you told me that your cousin wouldn't mind because he want a lot of kids anyway. So which one is it? He just don't want my baby? Because I don't know, I'm a little confusion. Because that's not how he acted. What is it? And then it's so crazy because when I did find out, I told him about the old dude, and he was like, yeah, no, that ain't my cousin's baby, because he would be around here craving something. And I'm just like, okay, well, he knows his cousin more than I do. So then he had my mind like, okay, maybe it is the old man's because he know his cousin more than I do. But then I'm like, nah, I know what I felt. I know what it was. I know when it happened, around what time, and all of that. So I don't know. I kind of figured he didn't want me to I don't know. I figured he didn't want me to have his cousin's baby anyway. But it's I don't know. I don't know. I'm a I don't know. I have a lot of mixed emotions because I'm only hearing from one side, which is my friend at the time. And hearing from his side is just like, it's not all bad, but it's not all good, but it's not a balance. It's not. And I just be like, I wish he would say how he feel, for real. If it's fuck you, bitch, I don't give a fuck what you got going on, this ain't for me, da, da, da. Say that. Say that. And say it with your chest, nigga. But I don't know. I know I'm not. I know I'm not a bad mother. And we all have some work to do within ourselves and all of that. But I don't know. I just wish he would have said how he felt. Yeah. But anyway, that is the end of this video. I feel like I'm missing some stuff. But as far as the baby is concerned, that is getting situated. Mentally, I've been okay for the most part. It still hurts. And I've been trying to fill that void, although nothing and no one can replace my daughter. I feel like I need that closure. So I feel like whenever he's willing to talk to me, I'll be willing to listen, because like I still have his gift. Why do I still have it? You be I'm just not gonna worry about it. But I'm glad to do this video. I was gonna make her a houseplant. I think I'm gonna do half and half. I'm gonna do the placenta. I'm gonna do her placenta with her as well. But I'm also going to sprinkle her in a houseplant. I think that's what I want to do. Baby Zakaya. Hello, little Kai Kai. Babies are not toys. I know that. What I found out is throughout this process, is that 24 weeks and under, you can do whatever you want to with your baby. You don't need the consent from anyone, especially if you're doing it in your home. The hospitals, they have their own policy on what you can do with your body, and that is so crazy to me. But I mean, if we don't stay educated, then we'll continue to push this narrative that you have to do it their way. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And then, you know what? Being confused about what to do with her body only led me to do more research. And it says that you can put the body in a saline solution, which is pretty much salt water, sea salt, and distilled water. And she looks so good in that water. I wish I could just keep her forever, but I know mentally that is not possible. Okay. But what I want to say is always do your research and never let someone tell you what you can or cannot do before you do your research, and know for yourself and feel in your heart that this is something that you want to do. Because I know a lot of people thought I was crazy. Hell, I would have thought I was crazy. Like, she really got her baby in the refrigerator. But never let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do before you do your research. It's a lot of things that I found out and know now. Just make sure you check with your laws in the state that you're in or whatever, because they really kept trying to get, because if you think about it, if you're passing at home, which they give you the option unless something is wrong, if you're passing at home, then you don't have to take anything in or even let them know if you don't want to, if that's what you choose not to do. So always just take your time, because I thought my daughter was going to disintegrate and I wasn't gonna have enough time to, but she is. If I could show y'all, just like out of the respect for her dad is why I haven't showed y'all, because I really don't know where his head is. He probably just could care fucking less. He probably could care less. I mean, I don't know, but always do your research. Had I listened to everybody else, I wouldn't have the options that I have now. Always check with your resources and your community to see what your options are, because it's always someone out there who knows more than what you've researched or whatever, I feel. And there's always other options. It is, because I think my main thing was, like I said, her being cremated with other people. Like, if I can find a way to do it myself, no matter how hard it is, I will. I just didn't find out that way, because my friend at the time was like, just cremate her little ass. No, at first he was like, flush her down the toilet. She's not a fucking fish. She's not a fish. It just hits my, but anyway. She looked like a little human baby. I was even shocked, because I'm like, dang, she's gonna come out looking like, no, she looked like a human baby. You could see all her fingers. She had all her fingers. She had all her toes. You can see her organs, her ears. You can see her ears, her nose. I said I was not going to cry. One of her eyes was slightly open. You could pretty much see everything. You can see everything. And the way she came out, her hands was like, one was over her chest, I think one was like this, and then her feet. See, and like stuff like this, like when I get like this, he the only person I want to talk to, no matter how, even though he's been ignoring me, he's the only person I want to talk to. it's so many things that I am thankful for, because I don't know what I would have did had it happened full term. Like, I think that would have been on a whole nother level. But this right here, being that I don't know anything about it, I'm fresh. This is a new feeling. I just wish I had more support from him. I wish he could have been there. But unfortunately, it's a lot of women out there who has been through what I've been through. And I just want to say my heart goes out to you. Because it takes a different type of strong to go through something like this. No matter how okay I may seem on the outside, I am hurting. But no matter what, just try to lean on God, because he want to hear from you. That's just like when our kids do something wrong or something happens to them, we want to comfort them. We want them to come to us. He wants the same thing. We get mad at our parents. I was mad at him, not realizing I put myself in this situation, you know, and I blamed him for a day or two, because I'm like, why would you give me a baby knowing that you were going to take her away? Why? But it's like, he didn't do this to me, I did. Not saying that if I was married, it wouldn't happen, but we are doing things outside of his will every single day. So who's to say what lesson I'm supposed to learn from this and why it happened? Nobody but him, and I'm supposed to seek the answer to that. Have I? No. Because I'm still frustrated, I'm still mad, I'm still hurt. And I'm just trying to take that space, although I know I shouldn't. Because I don't want to take it out on him. Because I know he loved me no matter what. And it's just so hard, yo. But, I don't know if I'm going to take you guys through the burial process. I don't know what I'm going to do, y'all. My chest is hurting. But hold on, give me a second to regroup myself. I said that I wasn't going to cry. That is the end of this video. Always remember to be encouraged to encourage someone else, because you never know what someone's going through. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Always on my heart like a tattoo.